everyone, this is Cheryl, and welcome back to That's It. Have anyone been very frustrated with the medical insurance that you have? I know I have, and at times that I'm very frustrated with the medical insurance. I know you guys have too. And Americans have been like so fed up with the healthcare system. It's like enough is enough. And the reason why I'm speaking about this is because of my experience that I went through. My husband and I, well, my husband and I, but mostly me because I'm the one that's going through this, the fertility treatment that my insurance company through my job doesn't cover it. And I know I spoke about it in my previous videos that I have United Healthcare through my work, and they don't cover it. They only cover like the basic essentials, like going to see a primary care physician, internal medicine, do blood work from Quest or LabCorp, doing my annual pap smear, MRIs, physical therapy, stuff like that. But us women, we need the more essential, the more important things for fertility treatments. That should be covered in every insurance broad spectrum. It should be covered with United Healthcare, with Cigna, with um, Florida Blue, and what else is your Aetna? It should be covered. I don't feel like women out there and couples should pay out of pocket because it can be expensive, you guys. It can be really expensive to pay for these treatments out of pocket. It can run like thousands of dollars, which hear stories of couples that spend so much money because their health insurance that they currently have don't cover it, which is so mind-boggling to me that it should cover it. It should, insurance companies should pay for it. We should not pay for it out of our pockets. And luckily for me, thank God, through my husband's insurance, through his job, which is Cigna, that covers the infertility treatment. Because to be quite honest with you guys, I wouldn't know what to do if his insurance didn't cover it because we don't have that type of money to cover the costs of the fertility treatment. We probably will make a way, but it would be really, really hard on us to do that, to pay out of pocket. But most people, they figure it out. They get loans, they apply for a credit card, they do whatever they can do to start a family, which I understand because I can relate because my husband and I, we've been trying for 5 years and unsuccessfully, and we couldn't get pregnant until we found out what was the root of the cause of us not getting pregnant. But my point is, I'm just so grateful and thankful that his insurance company cover it. But most people are not that lucky. Most people are not that lucky that to the point that their insurance company is not covering. But why? Why is that? When most insurance companies, they make billions of dollars. And I just don't understand for the life of me why it's not covered and how unfair it is when you have, and this is off topic here, when you have in the past, when Biden was president and he and all these illegal migrants came in, open border, and they had free health care, free insurance. They didn't have to work or bust their ass when you have Americans who work their ass off to pay the high premiums, to pay off their deductible, the co-insurance, their out-of-pocket, co-pays, to do what they can for them to have good insurances, and then they have to work hard for it. But when you have those illegal migrants that was just handed to them like gold, how unfair is that? How unjust is that? And I don't think it's right. But they can give them free insurance and have certain things covered for them. But for us Americans, that we have to work our ass off and struggle to cover the premiums, and half the time, some of the stuff in our insurance plan, it's not covered. It's just beyond me. And that's why it's super important, you guys, when you but when you apply for a job and your boss or your employee provide you health insurance, look at everything, read everything, what covers or what does not cover. That is super important, especially if you're trying to start a family, especially in the near future that you're trying to get surgery and you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure that your insurance company covers majority of it. For me, who works in the medical field, I'm in the back end, so I hear and see everything. So when I hear talk to patients and say, well, how come my insurance company don't cover this? I pay this high premium. And, I have to explain to them, ma'am, sir, this is coming through your deductible, you're out of pocket. And they think that it's covered 100%. And sometimes I wonder, do they really read their whole insurance package, or they just, you know, excited that they have insurance for their job, and then they just sign a dotted line, and then they have their insurance? When it's super important to read everything to make sure certain things are covered, because certain insurance companies do not cover everything, which is just mind-boggling to me. Like if you need an MRI, it has to be a medical necessity for you to get an MRI. So basically, you have to do physical therapy for 6 weeks or 5 weeks in order for the MRI to be approved through your insurance when you have a tear. So what's the point of doing? What's the point of going to physical therapy when you have a tear on your knee or your shoulder, when you need to get an MRI done to see if you are a candidate for surgery? You would think, but they don't do that. They try to postpone it or delay it for you to shoot all these hoops first in order for the insurance company to approve it, which is so messed up and is so wrong. And and for me, which I have United Healthcare through my job, it doesn't cover fertility treatments at all. It really don't. And I, before I even I read everything. It didn't cover, which it sucks. And I talked to the owner. That, is there any way they will cover that? They said, unfortunately, no, because the premium is just too high and it's too expensive. But they will look into it in the near future when they have to renew their insurance package to see if they're going to keep United Healthcare or they're going to apply to a different insurance. But you have most people who are starting a family, excuse me, who wants to start a family, that they start the fertility treatment, that most of the time the insurance company don't cover it, that couples have to pay out of pocket, which is thousands of dollars, maybe more, which that's insane to me, you guys, which for me, in my opinion, I don't think that couples or anyone should pay out of pocket to start a family, to have fertility treatment. It should be covered by the insurance 100%. The only thing that, us patients should pay, like you and I, is just copays. That's it, just copays. But as far as like the treatment goes, it should be covered 100%. Why should we pay out of pocket when we're already paying a premium every month that's taken out of our paycheck for this insurance? I believe that insurance companies should cover it. If it covers in certain places like in Canada or Europe, why it won't cover in America? America is the richest country in the world. So you're trying to tell me they don't have no money, no funds to cover fertility treatment, which they should, because it's just crazy to me. It's just mind-boggling that it doesn't do that. But you have people who struggle and get frustrated with the medical insurance because they don't want to cover anything. On top of that, they don't want to pay for anything. It's like tooth and nail for them to pay a certain claims. But when it comes to us paying for our insurance or our premium, they're quick to cancel us or to terminate our policy if they don't get their money. But they're quick to delay a certain claims. Perfect example, denied, you know. They're quick to deny an MRI, surgery, any test that needs to be done. But when it comes to their payments, if you don't pay, they cut you off. They cut you off right there and then, which is so unfair. And I just feel like, I just hope and pray that President Trump signed that executive order. I don't know when that's going to happen, you guys, that he will sign that order that for IVF to be um, free, meaning that the insurance company should pay for it. And I know that a lot of insurance companies is not having that. They don't want that. Well, tough luck. It should be paid. It should be covered by every insurance, United Healthcare, Florida Blue, Cigna, Aetna, whatever insurance people have now these days, it should be covered 100%. And for our patient's responsibility, it should be our copay, period. I don't think that us Americans that work so hard to pay the premium, to bust our ass working and paying our regular bills, for us to even worry about IVF treatments and how we're going to come up with the cost of it. And like I said, luckily for me, that my husband, through his job, that his insurance company covers it, that he add me to his policy, and it covers majority of the IV treatment that we were doing, excuse me. And I just can't imagine that if we didn't have his insurance, what we would do, because it's a lot of money, you guys. It's a lot of money that we don't have. We will probably would make a way, but it would have been a real struggle for us to come up with the money and and to do those treatments. And they're not cheap. They're not. Like one medication, a compound medication that I had to pay because their insurance company didn't cover it, I had to pay $195. Yes, I know it's not a lot, but uh, insurance companies should cover that medication. I don't understand why they cover some of it, but they won't cover all of it, which is just insane to me. And it was very frustrating that I had to pay that, even though I really didn't have the money, to be honest with you, because I had other bills to pay. But I made a way, and thank God for my parents helping us out with other things that we had to pay out of pocket that the insurance company did not cover. Which again is mind-boggling that insurance companies should cover it. They should cover 100%. So I can understand patients and couples' frustration about the medical health care, because there's times I get frustrated. There's times I just say to myself, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that us Americans have to pay out of pocket for certain treatments or go through hoops to do X, Y, and Z in order for the insurance company to approve. Like, for example, if you need an MRI, they need you to do physical therapy for like 6 weeks in order for it to make sure that it's medical necessity for you to get an MRI, even though you have a tear, even though you might possibly need surgery. They're going to delay it because they want you to do all these hoops before they approve it, meaning that they don't want to pay for it, which is so disgusting to me. And people get frustrated and then it gets denied because they need more information in order to prove the MRI, to approve chemo, whatever the case might be, CAT scan, whatever. It's just disgusting. It should be for free across the board because it's free in Canada, it's free in Europe. I don't understand why it's not free in America, the richest country in the world. You're trying to tell me they don't have any money to make to provide, free healthcare for Americans. They gave free healthcare to the illegal migrants for 4 years when Biden was president. I don't understand why they won't do that for us. And these people, those illegal migrants, they didn't even work hard for it. They really did. They got a free board, free health care, free everything, food stamp cards and everything. But us Americans that had to work 10 times hard each and every day, waking up early to provide for our family, to put food on the table, have lights in our household, gas in our car to head to work and back home, and healthcare cannot be free. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, guys. It doesn't. There's something wrong with our healthcare system. There's something wrong. And I feel like it's broken, that it needs to be fixed. And I just hope and pray in the near future, I don't know what President Trump is doing in regards to signing that executive order, because he did mention that during his campaign that he will make IVF treatments affordable for women out there. And I hope that he keeps his promise, and I hope that he does sign it, because, hearing stories of different women out there, it just breaks my heart that they have to pay thousands of dollars to start a family, it's which is not necessary because they're already going through a lot as it is. I should know because I went through it with the IVF, with the treatments, with the hormones, the up and down, and every aspect, and then now to worry about costs and money to try to figure out what I have to pay for this medication, pay for the genetic testing, stuff like that. It's a lot. It's a lot, you guys, and it can take a toll on anyone. Like I said, thank God that it didn't give me that much stress or anxiety, but I can't even imagine for other women out there that they have health insurance through their job or through their husband's job, and half the time it does not cover. The insurance company do not cover the IVF treatment, which is just mind-boggling to me. And like I said, any healthcare that you're trying to apply for from your job, make sure you do your research. Make sure you look up that everything is covered to the T. Contact your insurance company. That's what I did to make sure I have all my ducks in a row, because I don't like surprises, you guys. I like to be aware. I like to educate myself and try to educate you guys too, because no one should go through this. No one should be frustrated or going through heartache because you want your health insurance to cover certain testing and they're not covering, and all the premium that you pay, your deductible, your out of pocket, co-insurance you have to pay. On top of that, co-pays as well. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it can be very, very frustrating, especially when you get claims denied and it's not approved because of due authorization, because I need more information. It's just a lot. It's a lot, you guys. So I just wanted to talk about that because I've been through it, with the insurance company, going back and forth, saying this is not covered. And I'm like, I have another insurance. I have Cigna. So go through my Cigna because I'm fully aware that United Healthcare doesn't cover majority of it. And I asked myself, what's the point of having health insurance? What's the point of having health insurance and paying monthly? They're taking out of my paycheck and they don't even cover this stuff that I need to get done. You know what I mean? Like the most important things. Obviously, everything else is important to get a physical, to get checkup. That's important. But when it comes to treatments, meaning to start a family, to do IVF or IUI, whatever treatment you're getting to, getting through, excuse me, that it should be covered 100% through every insurance, period, no matter what. So I hope and pray that does happen in the near future, that it does, and then it will help many women out there that want to start a family and that don't have the money to pay out of pocket, that the insurance company is going to cover it 100%. Now, I know the insurance company is going to fight it, probably bring it to the Supreme Court or whatever, because they don't want to lose money because they're trying to make money. That's why I feel like insurance companies, they're just frauds to me. They're scammers. They're not for the people. They're just for getting paid, and that's it. They're not trying to make patients feel better. They're just trying to make them feel worse and deny claims and deny services when it's really necessary for them to get. If you know someone's having have a hip fracture, they need surgery. If they have a shoulder or a knee fracture or broken, they need surgery. If someone's going through chemo, they need treatment. If someone's going through, been trying to get pregnant for the last 5 years, 10 years, or whatever, they need IVF treatment or IUI. It should be covered through you, through the insurance company, because we pay a lot of money for the premium. So I feel like, in my opinion, it should be covered 100% without a shadow of a doubt, because Canada is doing it, Europe is doing it. I don't understand why the United States of America can't do that for the American folks out here that is trying to make ends meet and struggling. I don't understand that, but I just wanted to talk about it because there was a time and in my life, like a few months ago, I was very frustrated with the insurance company, very frustrated, fighting them back and forth, sending claims back, trying to charge me X amount of money. I'm like, no, I have this insurance. This insurance should cover it. I should not pay anything out of my pocket. It can be frustrating. It can be stressful too. Like I said, especially when you're trying to start a family and then you're injecting yourself with all these hormones, and you don't. The last thing anyone wants to deal with, especially women, want to deal with insurance. Okay, that's the last thing we want to think about. We just want to think about, staying calm, staying relaxed, especially when we're injecting ourselves with these hormone medication, and make sure the process is running smoothly. That's all we should be thinking about. Not fighting back and forth with the insurance company and their claims being rejected or denied because they don't want to pay, because they're just trying to fight us back and forth. So for us to give up and say, okay, and most people do, and which that's sad. Most people just give in and give up, and most people continue to fight for it until the bitter end. And that's people like me, because, like I said, I work in the back end with the insurance company. I know how it goes. I know what type of games they play. You know what I mean? What type of things that they say or do, and they can't run that with me. It works with some people who don't know and who's not educated, which that's very sad. And insurance companies, the reps, customer service, they shouldn't do that. Most of them are very nice. Most of them are very informative and let you know what type of games that they're playing and for you to be aware of. Some of them are like that to educate you. And there's some that really don't give a flying you know what. That just here to collect a payday and go home, and not willing to help, patients or customers like me and you, not customers, um, members, excuse me. I always get them mixed up with customers, members, patients. So members who have insurance, they're not willing to do that or to go the extra mile to help someone behind it over the phone to let them know this is what you need to do, this is what you need to file. You get some people like that, and you get some people don't. That's why you just hang up and then call again and try to find another next person who can really help you and not just blow you off because they just want to get off the phone because so they could just help someone else or not help someone else or just do the bare minimum. But you get my drift. So I just wanted to let you guys know if you going through this, don't give up, don't feel discouraged, keep fighting, especially the healthcare system because it's not perfect. Like I said, I feel like it's just all business. It's not about helping patients and their need and what they want. It's all about for them to make money and and which is very sad, which it should be the other way around because it was never like this before I was even born, and like I said, something has to change, and I hope Donald Trump do something about it and his administrative team, and to sign that executive order for many women out there that wants to start a family, that it would be accessible and easy for them to do IVF without even paying anything out of their pocket, except for the exception of copays. So let me know what you think about this video. And if you do like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate each and one of you listening in on That's It. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.